best glitches at just simply making money in the game. Now, right here at the end, and I did get a little bit unlucky and bounced off the wall right there, but as you can see, just simply tapping forward, we just made it to the end. It will also give me maximum gold. Very close to it, let's see. Okay, we got 180. It's not max, but it is almost max. So now that we have some good ways of making money, we can start making money for which we don't even have to use our brain. Now sadly for this glitch, it does help to be on the white team, so unless this guy lets me in, I'm gonna have to server hop. Alright, so now that I'm on the white team, let's get building. And actually, building this is incredibly easy. And the only thing that we're gonna have to buy that we didn't already have is gonna be a couple of springs. Alright, so we're gonna place a block, and then we're gonna go ahead and place a block underground and also above ground. Now, we're gonna turn this.
Not everyone in Amarillo was sharing in the love, including Robin's parents, Jackie and Steve Bledsoe.
When we got the call, it was like, what? You're releasing your wife?
What was your reaction?
Disbelief at first,
And anger?
quite a bit.
I mean, you understand that it fits intellectually, but there's a father in there who's watching the woman accused of killing his daughter being let out of a lockup. She was angry. I'm guessing you were pretty angry.
I wasn't happy by it.
Robin's friend Aaron had a very different reaction. Not so much rage as resolve.
At that moment, I completely shifted, and I knew we had to get JD. I knew that if she was innocent, he was 100% guilty.
DA James Farron admitted publicly he made an unthinkable mistake. You're the wrong person in jail for 15 months. 467 days. That's not how this is supposed to work.
No, but no healing system is perfect. The investigators basically followed the evidence where it took them. It took them to Katie. The system, though, in the vast majority of cases, works. Eventually it works. And eventually the system and the investigation cleared Katie.
Did you think maybe you'd arrested Katie too quickly?
No.
You didn't rush to judgment here.
No. In fact, it was the very opposite of a rush to judgment because we continued to work on this case almost every day, all the time she was sitting in jail.
Ultimately, Farron had come to a humiliating conclusion. He'd been played by J.D. Speedbauer.
What went wrong was that
That.
an individual who had decided to
I'm a
frame
singer.
his wife for the murder of his ex-wife.
And he was pretty good at it.
And he was a lot better at it than I thought at first. I didn't see J.D. as a
Recording,
particularly
guys.
clever person early in this investigation. I now
Whoa.
believe he's much more clever than I thought he was.
Okay.
There were several guns found in J.D. and Katie's home.
Okay.
The DA believed J.D. had set up his wife
Okay.
by intentionally choosing a pink gun to shoot on.
Okay.
He had multiple firearms at his disposal. He chose a 6-hour 22 pistol that had a history of jamming after the first shot was fired.
But he uses that gun anyway because it's hers.
He picks that gun because it's hers.
After J.D. shot Robin, Farron's theory now went, he took the pink gun back home, where he left it for police to find. If that's true, then J.D. was out to get rid of both Robin and Katie. And Katie was worried. Maybe he was still out to get her.
It was scary.
And
I saw him drive by her house, and I had told my lawyer, he said, well, honey, you're bulletproof. And I remember telling him, as long as I'm not within rifle range.
Katie well knew J.D. wasn't her only enemy in Amarillo.
I still have people approaching me, calling me other names and saying, oh, you deserve to rot in prison for the rest of your life.
For D.A. Farron, the investigation had to start all over again, now with J.D. as the focus. Farron concentrated on J.D.'s lies. Remember, J.D. first told investigators he was never at the crime scene on Helium Road. Later he said, yeah, he'd been there, but so was Katie. Investigators found security video of a pickup truck that looked like J.D.'s near the crime scene. close to the time of the murder.
Can't read the plate, can't see inside the vehicle. We're confident that it's his vehicle, but we can't prove that.
What about Katie?
We never saw anybody come through that security view that looked anything like the car Katie was driving that night.
Tantalizing, but not definitive, which seemed to be true of a lot of the evidence against JD. It had taken just 4 days to file murder charges against Katie, but Farron, burned once, was reluctant to charge JD without more proof. And so 9 months went by, and then the DA got a call from Robin's mother, Jackie, that forced him to act. JD had apparently asked his mother-in-law for a big favor.
Had me buy him a ticket to go to New York for the weekend.
That took the New York whole phony deal.
Oh yeah.
And it did to Farron as well.
It's not that far from there to the Canadian border, and after talking about it, thinking about it, I said, let's go and make the arrest.
Your daughter had been married to this guy,
Yes.
and now he's accused of her murder.
It was like, I just can't believe it.
And for Katie, there was relief to be sure, but much more than that.
When I got the call that he was in fact in custody, I laid there in bed. I want Robin back. I want those kids happy. I want to be happy. I want what will never be.
Now remember, JD was only arrested, not convicted. And as we saw with Katie, any case can fall apart. And that's when the DA made another head-snapping move. He invited the suspect he'd once charged with Robin's murder, Katie, to help him develop the case against JD. We were invited to one of their meetings in May 2017, 3 years after the murder.
I'm confident that Robin, at some point shortly before the murder, confronted him with 2 issues. Number one, JD, I've met somebody else, and I'm through with you. We're not hooking up anymore. And number